So, I have cooked a meal for Alan Sugar.
Tell us everything. Where and why?
So, I used to work in a cafe. I used to work in a cafe when I was like 16, 17, like 3 6 1. It was in Carnforth, and it's quite a famous cafe. It has I don't know if anyone's old or boring enough to have heard, like, there's a film called The Brief Encounter, which is like an old David Lean film from like, I think the 1950s or something. But anyway, it's this old like romantic story about these two people having an affair, and it's set in a train station, and the cafe in the movie is on a train station, which is Carnforth train station. And I used to work in the cafe there. So it used to get visitors from like basically all over the world, because for people of a certain age, it's got this like iconic film status, Brief Encounter. And I mainly worked in the front of house doing like teas and coffees and stuff, but sometimes I'd work in the kitchen just making like sandwiches and stuff like that, and the occasional like omelette and a little bits of hot stuff. And then one day someone came in and said, listen, Alan Sugar's here, and he's ordered 2 omelettes and chips for him and his wife. So I shat myself, but just made the omelette and chips, and it went out. And I said like, oh, did Alan Sugar, did he like it? And he just said he didn't say anything. So
how did you make the omelette?
How did I make the omelette?
Yeah.
Like literally make it? Okay.
How many eggs?
Yeah.
So it was 3 eggs in the omelette, I think. That's how I make them now anyway. What was in the omelette, I honestly can't remember.
What else do you put in other than the eggs though?
In an omelette?
Yeah.
Well, a little bit of milk, that's about it.
Just milk?
That's my current omelette recipe anyway. And then when it's in the pan, when it's
recipe.
All right. So when it's in the pan and like the eggs caught and it's cooked a bit, then like I'll put the cheese or like anything else, like ham or anything, in the middle. Then like wait for that to kind of cook a bit, then fold it over so you present it in like a half format.
Like a calzone?
Well, yeah, but it's not a pizza; it's an omelette.
Were you asked specifically? Did he request your cooking specifically?
No, it wasn't like a fancy like restaurant. It was like a cafe. Like, so the omelette was the most complicated thing on the menu. Like,
what else were you cooking?
We weren't cooking anything. It was like sandwiches. It was like sandwiches and stuff.
And his wife have the same omelette? Was it 2 omelettes? The same omelette?
I can't remember, but I didn't make both omelettes. We made one omelette each. Me and the other guy.
And is he, I imagine Alan Sugar's a bit of a cheese and ham guy, so you say you can't remember what the filling was?
I honestly can't remember. I'm pretty sure there was cheese in there because there was always cheese. You got to have cheese to kind of like bind the rest of, the like, nice ingredients together. But we were quite excited by it in a sense, but like he didn't say anything to anyone. Like, no one said like you're fired to him or anything like that. He just kind of like came in, like had a look around the visitor centre, had an omelette, and then just like went. So.
I don't think he would have had ham, would he?
This is crazy. Oh yeah, good point. Yeah.
Heather, you've been waiting there for a question.
Did he leave a tip at all?
I can't remember. I was in the kitchen, so I wasn't in front of the house, so I didn't get to.
Yeah, he said don't put ham in my omelette.
He probably did leave a big tip, and some like other stole it probably. I don't know, but I honestly can't remember.
I'm a big Alan Sugar fan.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what size he is?
What size?
Yeah.
Well,
you can.
So like the only time I saw him when I was in there is someone came in and they were like, oh, like Alan Sugar and his wife are here, like, and the manager came in, who like the manager of the cafe. She look, let's the cafe. He's like, Alan Sugar and his wife are in, like, they want 2 omelettes. It's like me and another guy who's like, just do the omelettes kind of thing. And like, as he took the omelette out, it's one of those like kitchen pushy doors, and I kind of like just like looked out like covertly to just like take a look at Alan Sugar. But I only saw him just like sat down at the table for like a little
So
bit.
like relative to the size of the omelette.
Yes, please.
I can comfortably say he was much bigger than the omelette. He was a lot bigger.
Good to know,
Factor
Alan
of, like,
Sugar, good to know.
I think he's like maybe like 5'8" or something. I think not very big.
5'8".
Something like that. But I wasn't that bothered about gauging his height when I was looking at him. I was just like, oh, there's Alan Sugar like eating my omelette. Like, but there was no feedback or anything. It was like, honestly, it was kind of like mildly interesting, but it was otherwise quite like a dead cold experience. Like, you just ate it.
This is my last question. Was he trying to act under the radar, or was he like suited and booted, like, you know, like we'd expect him to be?
As I think he was just wearing like chinos, I think, and he wasn't wearing a full suit, definitely not. And there was definitely no like, oh, Alan Sugar's coming, can you blah blah, because like he came into the kitchen and was like, Alan Sugar's here, like seriously, like, and him and his wife want an omelette. So like there was no call ahead. So
I'm raising
he wasn't
the
wearing a
issue.
suit.
How do we know he was wearing chinos? If he was
it's just like,
in your omelette.
so it's just like there's no tablecloths or anything. It's just like wooden, and it's quite small. So like I can just see across the room like where he was sat down.
Okay. Any more questions? I think we need to bring this one to a conclusion.
This is a good one.
Right. Okay, start with you then, Heather. What are you thinking? Hi, Emma?
I really want this to be true.
Where you going? Your team's split.
I'm going live.
Live.
You wouldn't wear chinos. And he's shorter than that.
I reckon he loves an omelette. He loves a beetroot, doesn't he?
I'm not sure. Make an omelette,
Tom, tell us.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Happy days. Wishful thinking, Emma.
Best bit is Rob losing it.
He never came in.
That was great.
I did make an omelette for Tracy from Coronation Street circa 2005 or 4 or something. That was about the height of my omelette making